Saturday is a busy day of bowl games in the Big 12. We've got you covered here at HeartlandCollegeSports.com. I'm Pete Mundo. Thanks for joining us, as always, as a part of the show. So let's talk about the New Mexico Bowl between TCU and Louisiana Lafayette. If you are new to the show, subscribe right now. Takes you no time. We're not asking you for anything else. We appreciate you being here as we will continue to preview and predict every single Big 12 bowl game this bowl season. So TCU is a heavy favorite, but I will tell you what, it is well deserved. The Raging Cajuns are going to be shorthanded in this game. It's a high likelihood that they are going to be down to their third string quarterback for this one. So right out of the gate, you said to yourself, okay, I've got TCU and I'm going up against a third string quarterback. Sign me up for that. Why is that? Their backup quarterback got banged up in the Sun Belt Championship game, which they lost to Marshall 31-3, and it showed in a big way. It was ugly for Louisiana. So Daniel Beal is expected to be the guy, a freshman who was thrown into duty against Marshall in that Sun Belt title game, and didn't go all that well for him. That's a tough spot to be walking into, but still, you've got a TCU team and an offense in particular that is right up there and as high octane as almost anybody in the country. You have Josh Hoover at quarterback, threw for 3,700 yards, 23 touchdowns, overlooked, I would argue, in the Big 12 this past season. But here's a guy who has a big arm, a ton of talent around him, and he's looking to put a really just tie together and put a bow on a good offensive season for the Horned Frogs. Now, right away, compare those two things and you say, okay, obvious advantage TCU, right? Now, if there's something that might concern you in this game for TCU, it's the fact that Louisiana does have a very good rushing attack, top 25 in the country in yards per rush, and TCU is weak on defense when it comes to rush defense. But with a third-string freshman quarterback, I'm not concerned about that. Because if you're TCU, if you're Sonny Dykes, and you're going into this game, you're basically saying, okay, we're stacking the box, beat our guys through the air. I'm bringing everything. I'm preparing for the run, stop our guys, and beat our guys through the passing attack. And until Louisiana proves it can do that, TCU is going to be lined up for a very big day. Now, as for the betting market, where this thing was, where it opened, where it's at right now. So TCU opened up as 8.5-point favorites. They're now 10-point favorites in this New Mexico Bowl. And 60% of the tickets are on TCU. It moved about 1.5, maybe 2 points in some places. I'm rolling with TCU minus 10. I don't think that you need to be all that worried about 10 versus 10.5. I would maybe buy the 0.5 point if you have to get that number to 10. But TCU is a team that was sneaky good this season and probably didn't get the credit that it should have gotten coming out of the season. I mean, 8-4, bounce back year for Sonny Dykes. They had a tough patch in the middle of the season. But all in all, this team finished strong, winning 3 in a row. Now, I know it was against mediocre competition, Oklahoma State, Arizona, and Cincinnati, but they beat them all pretty easily. They had the big comeback against Texas Tech, a really tough loss to Baylor that could have gone either way, and that's a Baylor team that's playing easily top 20 football in the country right now, if you're going to look back on the last half a season. So TCU really got overlooked. It's a good football team. They turned it around after a couple of tough losses early against SMU and UCF. And I know it's the New Mexico Bowl. The only thing that concerns me is that TCU basically isn't jazzed up because, well, it's the New Mexico Bowl. But a lot of these guys are coming back. They want to end the season on a high note. Sonny Dykes knows that if this team largely comes back intact next year, they could be a team that gets talked about as winning the Big 12 and getting to a college football playoff if everything breaks right. So give me this high-octane offense. Give me TCU in a pretty dominant victory here in the New Mexico Bowl, something like, I'll say TCU 38, Louisiana Lafayette 21. There you go. I'm Pete Mundo, HeartlandCollegeSports.com. Thanks for being here. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and leave us that 5-star rating and review if you are on the podcast. Thanks so much for being here. We'll talk to you soon.